Hi Aries, this is Healing and Reach Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. This is going to be your May monthly reading. Please hit like if this video resonates with you and subscribe to receive more videos from me. And also in the description box below, I am available for private tarot readings and also distance energy healings. So both are described in the link below, and they are both Zoom calls where I spend a good amount of time with you live in a tarot reading or a divine healing session. So to begin this reading, we're going to start with an oracle card of the Crystal Mandala Oracle deck by Alana Fairchild. And so I pre-shuffled and picked the card for you already, and it is Divine Perfection, and it's Archangel Melchizedek. You can look that up. I'm not that familiar. I've read about him before, but I can't remember in this moment. And selenite. And so selenite I do know, and selenite is a crystal of higher self connection. It's a very high chakra card, high chakra crystal, and it connects you to your higher self, your divine purpose. And so I'm going to hold this card up as I read this to you, Aries. We bring you the gift of divine perfection. As you receive our gift, you will feel a wave of peace move through your heart and mind. You will know you are exactly as you were divinely designed to be, that your life is proceeding in perfect timing and that all is well. If there has been a matter causing you concern, allow us to bless that situation with the peaceful grace of the divine now. You shall receive the perfect resolution of that matter in accordance with unconditional love. There is no need to judge yourself for any decision or choice you have ever made. Forgive yourself and others now. There are so many blessings for you to receive and no need for you to hold on to anything out of fear, shame, guilt, or regret. Free yourself as you surrender into realization of divine perfection. This is an authentic aspect of the spiritual path for advanced souls capable of considerable and sometimes even radical personal transformation. Much willpower, energy, and focus will go into this aspect of the spiritual path. This is as it should be. Those capable of growth have developed that spiritual ability over lifetimes. To engage fully with your potential for spiritual growth and personal transformation will inspire others with what is possible whilst bringing you deep, soul-satisfying joy. So does this mean you should not attempt to evolve, that you should give up your personal growth and spiritual development work and simply be as you are in utter bliss? Actually, you are here to live the divine paradox of both these truths. Use the inner knowing of the divine wholeness of you to bring you peace as you evolve and grow on your divine path. Evolution is ultimately part of the perfection of the divine plan. As you grow, you become more able to realize the perfection of your innate spiritual nature. If you forget about the underlying perfection, you may unnecessarily feel panic, overwhelm, fatigue, and even depression and despair when you hit a challenge on your personal journey. You may worry that you are failing, running out of time, or doing something wrong. You may forget that you are a divine being taking a journey and instead becoming unnecessarily worried. You are encouraged to grow and transform to the best of your ability, whilst also feeling a restful peace deep inside that sustains you with trust, comfort, and reassurance that all of life, including you, is held in the grace of divine perfection. So that message is confirming that all is well and that you have been I think, feeling that energy and that confirmation already. So that's crowning your reading. That's bringing that spiritual energy into this reading as the overall spiritual message for you, Pisces. I'm sorry, Aries. I just did Pisces. And so we're going to bring tarot in, Aries, and see what else we can flesh out and bring forth for you in the month of May. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising for the month of May. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising for the month of May. Aries for the month of May, Sun, Moon, Rising. Perfect. All right. So this is the Celtic cross that I'm doing. I'll hold up the cards as I read them and tell you the positions they're in. All right. I'm just going to take a moment as I do to let all of this kind of come together in my intuitive mind's eye. I'm just looking for patterns here. I don't normally take this long, but there's a lot of disparate energies happening. And I'm getting that that might be the overall feeling for you, like almost like so much good, but then a lot of disparate energies that you're trying to kind of reconcile with. And I feel like it's causing a certain sense of like, am I on the right path? Like, did I make the right decision? Or can I make the next right decision? But divine perfection is this card, this overall spiritual energy definitely is like this, like healing salve for what I'm seeing now in the tarot. Like, I feel like this card is saying, even if it feels disparate energies, like just not making sense, that there is a divine perfection happening, that you can trust that in yourself, that there is peace within the chaos. Man, I've read almost all 12 zodiac signs. I have. You're the last sign I'm reading, Aries, and I've not had this much difficulty integrating what I'm seeing here. There's a lot happening in this reading. I'm sorry, I will fill you in a minute. I just can't sort of synthesize it. And I feel like that is exactly how you're feeling. So maybe I'll just start, because I think I just need to start, because it's just going to come as I do it, which has not been the case before with other signs. Okay, so you come into this reading as the seeker. This is representing you as the seeker. And we have the Six of Wands and we have the Hierophant. So the Six of Wands, and what I feel about this for you is you came in with a goal and you've reached that goal and you feel really good about that. There's some sense of victory, but it's not just a victory. I feel like there's like a dream that you've reached, or like you've reached for and met it. And there's like a blossoming in your heart about that, and beneath you and all around you. So you're coming into the reading with that. And then I feel like the Hierophant is, you felt very spiritually held in that. You felt very spiritually guided in that. You felt like you had done that from connecting to a spiritual hierarchy, or you felt very like you're part of a spiritual network already that is part of this dream, part of this connection into success, or that feeling of like you're coming in with that positive pop of dream come true. So usually this card means victory, but I just keep seeing that star and I just feel like dreams come true. Like dreams do come true. You're feeling dreams do come true. And you're feeling grateful for that spiritual community or connection or network that's made that happen. That's been part of that. What's beneath you is so the way I describe what's beneath you is often what is sort of like semi-conscious, or what's kind of like right below the radar of your consciousness. And I get the 9 of Swords here. And I sort of see this as like you have overcome lots of self-doubts. Like you see this in the light of, wow, I did it. Like, wow, even though I had this going on, I still managed to come into this reading this way. But I feel like this is still beneath you because it's almost like, well, what's going to come around the corner? Like, why, do I feel that lurking kind of feeling of something coming around the corner where it feels challenging, or it feels like self-sabotage, or it feels like some self-sabotaging thoughts that say this can't be true, or this is just for now, or torture, like those kind of torturous kinds of ways we self-sabotage is still kind of there, coming up, trying to come up like a weed through the crack in the sidewalk. All right, we're going to keep addressing this. Okay, moving along. So in our recent past, we have the Tower card. I don't feel like the Tower card can often just be this like, oh my God, I got the Tower card and now my life is ruined, because it's usually this like bolt of lightning that shakes everything up, and it can mean damaging things. However, it also can be a positive card. And I definitely feel like in your recent past, this felt like a stroke of insight. This felt like, I've got to do this now, or I have to just strike when the iron's hot. I feel like the sun is setting. Like you recognized the sun was setting. You recognized the time was now. You recognized the energy and how to strike when the iron was hot. I have this feeling that it was like this aha moment of like energy in motion in your recent past. Like you recognized the power. Something came in like an insight. Something just struck you hard, and it threw you into action. And as the next card that comes in is what crowns you, and I get the 3 of Pentacles. You value how things work. You value how they're going to continue to work. You value giving gifts to community around you and how you can offer helpful things. You value that. You see that you are powerful to create that. You see the workings of that. You see how that works now in a way that I feel like it might even overwhelm you, but you see how it's almost too much to hold. However, you see it, and that's confirming and really inspiring. I would say on this card, you hold this in high regard, you hold this as a vision. I would say breathe with this vision and let yourself trust that you'll be able to channel and you'll be able to grow into creating this vision. Moving on. So the next card we get is the near future, and it's the Chariot. And so I feel like in the near future, you're going to move forward, you're going to feel progress, you're going to feel like you're moving towards your goal. However, I do say that I feel like it's going to feel like you have to put some will in it. Like there's going to be a need for will to move you forward, but you know how to do it. You have this guiding you, this energy of 3 Pentacles, which is a mastermind energy of how to create something. It's the knowing the inner workings of how something works that you want to create. Like this goal you want to bring about, you know how it works now at a more intimate level. But I feel like it's in the near future, it's just going to feel like you have to kind of put a little more will into the parts and how to integrate them to move it forward. That's how it's going to feel. I don't even get that that's exactly, I mean, it's always how it feels is how it is, but I'm not even sure that that's exactly, it has to be the end all be all of the way it could be for you. Maybe there's another way it could feel, and maybe if I did a reading for you tomorrow, it would be different. So it probably always is. So just to say in this moment that right now how you're feeling, in the near future, it feels like you're going to have to put some will in towards moving things forward. But I feel like that's okay. Like there's still like a lot of inspiration, and because there's inspiration, that will is there. And as soon as you put the next thing into motion, it's going to carry you. It does have a life of its own. So I don't even sense that it's just like almost like the initial starting of the next thing might feel like it needs some will, but once you get it started again. Whew. So in your self card, in your position for how you feel in yourself, I get the moon. And the moon is often a card of not fully seeing hidden aspects of something. So it's in your self position. So not fully seeing hidden aspects of yourself. I would say that there is a call to keep going deep here. There's a call to keep uncovering your soul to yourself, to keep realigning with your soul energy as your sustenance, as your journey inward to your soul. Like that's I think mystifying you in some ways, and to keep persisting with exploring the depth of the mystery of yourself. Keep exploring that, because there's hidden treasures and there's a path there that'll feel like a path. Like right now, I don't feel like you know the path for some reason, or you feel like you do, but you're afraid of getting lost on it. If you think you know it, then you feel like you might get lost on it because of all the energies of what you've put into motion. But I feel like if you go deep enough and you trust your own soul, that confidence in your path forward will emerge. That full moon is bright, and that full moon reflects the light of the sun. The consciousness of the self is the sun, and that full moon reflects that. But it's the full moon, it's not the sun. So it's like, it's still a mysterious journey right now, and your self position is saying, go within more, go Go deep within, just with your own self, just with your own soul, to keep uncovering that connection. And that is the most important part of how to move forward, no matter what else is happening. No matter what else is happening. No matter what other victories you've had, no matter what other even votes of confidence you've had from things you've put into motion, or energies that you've put into motion that may feel exciting but derailing, you know. So keep yourself true to that inner deep dive. And then in your outer environment, so this is the relationship to yourself, is the Moon card. And then coming into your environment around you, we get the Strength card. And I feel like these two cards play together, like it's going to take some strength or some like real fierceness in committing to your self-knowledge, to bring about that confidence that you're seeking. So I feel like there's something in the outer world that will trigger that in you, that something in your outer environment that has to bring up strength for you, that demands of you to face your demons, or face your self-sabotage, or face the fears, or face your own fear of power. So something in the outer environment is already occurring that is bringing that up for you. And this deep dive that came right before it with yourself is only going to be helpful in expressing this strength, in knowing how to come into her fierceness, her grace, her self-composure, her not being distracted by power, but yet being in her power. The Strength card. That's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot to uncover that I just could not synthesize in the beginning of this reading. So I hope this is resonating for you, Aries. So the next card we have, in your hopes and fears, and you get the Two of Cups, which is like this card of harmony and beautiful coming together, like love and energy. So I feel like in your deepest heart and desire is you want to bring love to your partner, to your life, to a new partner that might be coming in, or to something that you're creating. Like your biggest hope is harmony and love and reciprocity and intimacy, like deep connection. Is this hope and this dream. It's like the fuel of this hope and dream is this intimacy, is this deep connection, is this harmony, is this reciprocity. That's the fuel of your dream. Hopes and fears position. So this is your hope, this is your dream. Beautiful. That is so beautiful. Yeah, and so before I get one last card with the final outcome card, but before we get into that, so what I just saw here is, this kind of resonated. So right as I saw this is your near future card, the Chariot, and then we have the Two of Cups, and I can feel how this feels like work a little bit, like that willing to move forward, like not fully knowing the yin and the yang and how they work together, or making everyone happy between polarities, or being pulled in two different directions. But your desire is this. Your desire is finding the magic, like, formula, you could say, for bringing in harmony. So it's almost like your goal is to work on bringing this way it felt willful into the way it feels at ease. Like bringing in this communion, this intimacy, this flow, this intimacy and conversation or deep reciprocity. How does that happen? Like knowing the inner workings of how to bring that dream about. That's what I feel like you're working on, Aries. That's what I feel like you have as a dream. And that's what I feel like you're powerfully starting to bring into manifestation. And so the final outcome card you have is the Eight of Wands. I do feel as though you've been feeling like you're pulled in many directions or not really knowing your direction, strangely, even though you have this dream that's so strong. I would say to trust in divine perfection, trust your higher self, and trust to know when you feel as though you've been pulled in too many directions. Like if things are moving too fast, start to, remember this call in yourself to deep dive, to go deeper into your soul connections, into your heart connections, into your own heart and your own energy, to restore and to rebalance and to re-guide your path. So this is good because I feel like it's energizing, but at the same time it can be strangely draining. So remember that you're divinely guided and you're divinely held. That even though it doesn't seem like it's perfect, there is like perfection in what you're creating. So trust that you are held in that. You are held in this like higher spiritual purpose that the universe recognizes, and the universe, your soul knows that. Your soul knows it's powerful. Your soul knows that it has a lot to bring in, but it's feeling overwhelming at the moment. If that happens, refer back to the self deep dive. That's what I'm getting for you. Like to take care of yourself and go back to this deep dive of, you know what, I don't fully know what's going on, and that's okay, but I do need to be just with me to let that rebalance happen again, and to, let the silence come back in, the solitariness come back in, so that you can reconnect and rebalance and ground again. So that was an interesting reading because there were a lot of disparate things coming in, but I hope there was a unifying message there. And I hope that was very helpful. And that was my longest reading, actually. It felt like it went like that too. But I wish you many, many blessings, Aries, and I wish you so much peace and joy in bringing about this amazing energy that you have as a dream. I know you already have put that into motion, and I wish you so much joy in that journey. And I will have the next reading for you hopefully very soon for the month of June. So many blessings. Namaste. Bye for now.